Hi folks, welcome. Just going to take a couple of seconds. Looks like people are still joining us. So give them a couple minutes. Welcome, welcome. We'll start in just one more minute. Welcome, welcome. Oh, hi. Welcome, welcome. Cool. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. Hi, folks. My name is Melanie McSally. I just want to start off by saying that I'm super excited to be here, and I'm so thankful for Bill and Michael and Cheryl and all of Powerteam for all the work that they do for us speakers and for all of you and me when I'm in the audience as well. They're making so many opportunities for us speakers and so many opportunities for entrepreneurs, small business owners, even large corporations to learn and grow and elevate our business even further. So thank you, Bill, for the opportunity. Thank you for being the lead magnet that you are. Thank you, Cheryl, for keeping us all in order and preparing us for each and every day that we're on stage. And thank you, Michael, for all of the hard work that you're doing in front and behind the camera to make the day run smoothly. All right, so like I said, my name is Melanie McSally. I am your profit optimization and technology expert. I'm super excited to be here today. I am even more excited that you made the choice to be here today. Obviously, there would be no reason for me to be here without an audience, but that's not why I'm so excited. Why I'm excited is because by making the choice to be here, you've told me, you've told yourself, you've told the entire universe that you're done being a puppet to your own business. Let me ask you a couple of questions. When you decided to become an entrepreneur, start your own business, did you say to yourself, man, I really want to be tied to a desk for the rest of my life? How about, I really want to have this never-ending laundry list of to-do tasks? How about, I want to be a slave to my own business? That's right. None of you are entering a 1 into the chat or raising your hand to say, that's me, because that's not why we got into business. If you're anything like me, you're not dreaming about those things. You became an entrepreneur because you knew you had a genius to share. And you wanted to do that in such a way that allowed you to live a life of freedom. No more marionette, no more ties to that desk, no more slave to your own business. I'm CEO and founder of Wise Tribe. Together, we're a team of technology experts and strategists. We help businesses streamline and optimize to that life of freedom, the one they've designed. Our mission is to help millions of people worldwide live a life of freedom by streamlining and optimizing their business, by making technology accessible. What's more important, we enable our clients to proclaim that no matter when success knocks on their door, whether it's for the first time or over and over and over again, they are always prepared to accept it, that they have an open door policy to success and that they're always inviting it in. Now, this seems intuitive, right? Of course, I'm always going to be inviting success in, but we don't know what roadblocks we've put up to prevent success from coming to us. Just think about when we entered lockdown in 2020, the first thing that people did, they flocked to Zoom. Everybody wanted to ensure that they could still stay connected, even remotely. So what happened to Zoom? Because they were already successful, but overnight they became that much more successful. And let me tell you, they would have been even more successful had they been prepared to accept success. But because they were already successful, because they were already large in the market, they weren't prepared to be an overnight sensation. They actually had to turn away business. Don't let that be you. You be the one that's always prepared. So are you ready to learn how you can have an open door policy to success? Because in this talk, you're going to learn the key tips and strategies to get started today, streamlining and optimizing your business to be able to live a life of freedom, the one you've always wanted, and you're going to be able to welcome success no matter when it comes, and how many times it comes, and how much or how big it comes. So, quick landscape, show of hands, how many of you are an employee or an owner of a large corporation? Put a 1 in the chat. Okay, a couple of you. How many of you are small business owners? Yeah, way more of you. Okay, and how many of you are just starting out? You're looking for that new fantastic idea that you can bring to market. Lots of you. Awesome. All right, so let's talk about the phase in your business. Again, how many of you are new? How many of you are in the early stages? So you're working on creating your website. Maybe you're working to increase SEO, which stands for search engine optimization. And you're doing that by adding blogs and podcasts, or maybe you're working on your book to show that you're an expert in your field. Yeah, lots of you. Awesome, awesome. And how many of you are on that next stage of business? You have a basic website, you're capturing leads, and now you're looking to convert and monetize. So maybe you have that book and you're looking to grow a new revenue stream, or maybe you have a podcast, a blog, a YouTube channel, and you're looking to grow a new revenue stream there. Or maybe you have a private Facebook group and you're thinking, how can I monetize this? Awesome, so many of you. Awesome, you're in the right place. And how many of you are looking to have multiple revenue streams, courses, membership sites, maybe a TV program or a radio show? Wow, some of you there too. Okay, so awesome. These are all examples of technology, and not just technology, but how you can use technology to elevate your business, to start to create more value for your customers without adding to your to-do list. So this is why I founded Wise Tribe. I wanted to make technology, I wanted to make all of this accessible to the masses. And what I found was there are 3 main causes of why people do not put their systems and processes in place. You want to know what they are? Well, I am going to tell you, but before I do that, I want to take you on a little journey. This journey is mine. It's how I found out that optimization is my purpose. So will you go on this journey with me? The journey to optimizing your path to freedom? Awesome, thank you. So when I was a child, I was this happy-go-lucky child. I grew up in a town called Westport, Massachusetts, which is known for its vast beaches and farmlands, glorious mansions, and wealthy people. I spent many days in these mansions, but I did not grow up in any of them. In fact, I didn't even live that kind of lifestyle. My parents believed more in the riches of love than they did in material possessions. Instead of shopping and going on exotic vacations, I grew up exploring, playing outside, and going to work with my dad in those mansions. He was an entrepreneur too. He was a master plumber. I loved life. I was friends with all the kids in the neighborhood. I felt loved. I even felt rich. But school changed me. From the moment I stepped into kindergarten to the moment I got through high school, I was bullied. I didn't know what bullying was in those early days. All I knew was that I didn't like going to school. The people doing the bullying, they changed over time. But that feeling of not wanting to go to school, not liking it, that never went away. I never wanted to complain because I was raised to value and appreciate my riches rather than complain about my struggles. To me, this is a lesson in perspective. And actually, I want to take a little sidestep to help with this journey and tell you the definition of optimization. This may seem like a tangent, but it's not. You see, I'm a dreamer. I look at things as they could be rather than as they are. And the definition of optimization, it's making the best of anything. So this journey I'm taking you on, it's going to show you how optimization is in the very fabric of my DNA. As a child, I played sports, I built things, I explored outside. I even created imaginary worlds in my mind that I could live in. I felt alone in the real world, so I wanted to escape to what could be. And I spent so much time escaping, I nearly flunked at life. In fact, I barely graduated high school. But the fact that I did, in my mind, meant I was done. I had crossed that finish line. I'd fulfilled my obligation to my parents. This meant the end of bullying. I was free. My mom, she's the wife of a retired Navy officer, a woman who climbed to the top of 5 companies to be their VP, the vice president. Sorry, I can't talk all of a sudden. So she climbed to be the vice president of 5 companies, all with only a high school diploma. Can you imagine that a woman like that, with that drive, she was not going to let me not go to college. And thankfully so, because I went on to get a degree in computer science, a master's in engineering management, and a Lean Six Sigma black belt, which, by the way, does not mean I can beat up bullies, but it does mean that optimization is woven into the fabric of my DNA. I earned multiple certifications in leadership and management. I've done extensive personal growth work. And you know what made the shift for me? Perspective. I went to college reluctantly, but in that reluctance, I decided I was going to make the best of my situation. Are you starting to see the DNA? I picked a degree that was short and sounded fun, pastry arts. When I got to school, I joined the cake decorating club. As part of that club, I got to cook in Julia Child's kitchen. I got to help make the desserts for the opening event of the Providence Convention Center. Over 5,000 chefs in attendance. That landed me a job interview, and that job interview landed me as the youngest ever executive pastry chef for a very prestigious country club in Rhode Island. And that all happened before I graduated my first semester of college. Overnight, I became the popular kid. They all wanted to know how I did it. It's just dumb luck, really. Right place, right time. It wasn't the popularity that I loved. It was the feeling needed, the feeling that I mattered, that my gifts could help others, that I had purpose. While pastry was not the field for me, serving and sharing my expertise with others was. I didn't know it at the time, but making the best of my situation gave me purpose. I've literally made a career out of making the best out of my situation, at looking at alternative perspectives, at looking at what could be rather than what is. Now that I'm older and I've done a bunch of personal growth work, I realize I was never actually afraid of those bullies. I was afraid of not mattering. Everything happens for a reason, and I am more thankful for my tribulations than I am for my triumphs. I've learned more, grown more, I have more creativity, I have more compassion and empathy. I can relate to a broader audience, and my life has meaning. It has purpose. In my ability to see what could be rather than what is, I'm able to get at the heart of what people envision, of who my clients are and where they're trying to go. I can act as their beacon to show them the path to achieve their vision, and I can also act as the boat that will get them there. I've made a career out of putting the right solutions in place for the right people at the right time. And let me tell you, I'm really good at it. Write this down. Knowing your value isn't boasting, it's insight into your purpose. You were put on this planet with a genius to share, so share it. I spent decades in corporate America and in higher education, working from everything from major corporations to startups, I said that backwards, from small colleges to large universities. And let me tell you, I've experienced my share of bullying there too. They didn't pull my pigtails or call me names, but they did try to push me down and make me feel less than. The difference, I knew my worth. The more I succeeded, the more they tried, and the harder I fought for my own success, for the success of my employees, for the success of my peers, and for the success of my clients. I kept thinking, if I could just get to this rung of the ladder, I'd have enough pull to inflict change, to make things right, to show them a better way. And let me tell you, I made it to the top. I've been an executive at top institutions like Harvard University, Berklee College of Music, and Ed Software, which is a leading fintech in the Boston area. And you know what I learned? Bullies are everywhere, even at the top. You can lead from anywhere, and my gifts, they are too small to stay within the walls of a single company. So I challenged myself to recreate my imaginary life in the real world, to optimize my path to success and share it with others. So I quit my job. I sold my $500,000 home, gave away all that I owned to charity that didn't fit in my Honda Civic, and I hit the road as a digital nomad. So I bring to you my decades of experience, all of my super expensive education, my how I did it stories, my $1 million network, and my team of tech geniuses. I am now on purpose, helping millions of folks like you live a life of freedom like me, with me, and my team of experts as your trusted advisors. I get this all the time. What does that mean, having technology advisors? Why do I need that? Why do I need a tech strategist? How many of you wish you would have known about the start of the 2020 pandemic before it happened? We don't do that. We can't predict the future, but what we do is trend analysis, specifically in technology, because what do you think drives change, right? Early adopters, late conformers, it doesn't matter. Technology is the driving force to change in society. Think about where we are today over where we were 20 years ago. You know, people, whether you complain about it or whether you champion the success, we are both more and less connected nowadays because of technology. Change happens because of technology. So we do all of that trend analysis to make sure that we're not keeping up with the Jones, but we're actually leading the Jones. We can predict where technology is going so that our clients are ready, that they're prepared, that they're leaping what's coming in the near future to what's coming in the middle to distant future. How many of you have once asked, what system should I use for this, for that, for everything? Should I use one? Should I use multiple? Should I plug them together? Should I not? That is something that we do for our clients. We have a team of researchers that are always looking at different tools to determine which one is best in class. And if you come to us with a tool we've never heard of, we can compare it to the tools we've already researched to say, is it better than our current best in class? If it is, we'll recommend that new one. Because we are not after one size fits all. We are after the right solution for you, which might be different than the right solution for them. So it's important to have a team to do all of this stuff for you because you don't want to grow that to-do list. How many of you have lost sleep over technology, worrying if something will go wrong in your next big presentation or your next big client meeting? Yeah, a lot of you. We make sure our clients are supported for all those major events. So I know what you're thinking. I can't afford a technology advisor. And I'm glad you're thinking that because it's actually a perfect segue. I promised you I would tell you what the 3 main obstacles are that stop people from implementing systems and processes to elevate their business. And here we are. We're at that point. So thank you for indulging me up to this point. Can you guess what the first one is? I mean, I basically gave it away. Yes, it's money. How much do you think a technology advisor costs? 1,000? 2? 3? What if I added to that equation? What if you had multiple tech experts that work alongside you to implement your systems and processes? What do you think it would cost then? Several thousands? Maybe add an additional comma? Whoa, 50,000. Okay, you're on my team, come pay me. I'm not gonna lie though, it is expensive. Maybe not 50 grand, but engineers, we rank right up there with doctors and lawyers for what we charge by the hour for our expertise. But like I said, I'm on a mission. I feel called to help enable people live a life of freedom. And I truly believe technology is the key. I mean, I'm a little biased, but regardless, these barriers I'm sharing with you, I'm not just going to define them. I'm also going to share how we enable you to break through them. So let's get started. The first one, money. What if I told you there were no commas involved? Later, I'm going to give some of you the opportunity to work with us for less than a few $100s. Sound cool? So for less than the cost of an hour consultation with a lawyer, you don't just get advice, you get a team of experts working alongside you to automate your path to freedom. Not convinced? That's okay, because I'm also going to give you lots of juicy tidbits and strategies here today that you can use to get started today optimizing your path to freedom. And that's all free. So just for showing up, you've already taken the first step to knocking down the first barrier. So anyone want to guess what the second barrier is or the third? Let's dive into those as well. Time and knowledge. You know the 3 main obstacles. Now let's dive in to that second and third one, so we can talk through how you can break through those two as well. How many of you feel like you're on a hamster wheel? That every time you cross something off that to-do list, 2 new items seem to magically appear. Oh, look at all those ones. Yeah, so many of us. How many of you would agree with this statement? I am way too busy to figure out and build automation in my business. Yeah, lots of you, lots of you. Raise your hand if you've ever driven a car. Now keep that hand raised if you've flown in an airplane or ridden on a train and you are not the driver. Lots of you, yeah, of course, most of us have, right? Okay, so now keep your hand raised if you did something while on that plane or train. Like maybe you took a nap, or you caught up on some work. Maybe you read a book. Maybe you wrote a book. Look at you, look, so many of you, right? Because we multitask on planes. And those of you that have said yes, you've experienced the power of automation. Because automation isn't just the result of building systems and processes, it's also the process of something happening without you, but for you. In this case, while somebody else was handling the transportation, you were taking care of something more important, like catching up on sleep or getting some work done. And all it took for that to happen was the time it took you to acquire the ticket. Now, if you had somebody else purchase that ticket for you, you just automated without adding tasks to your to-do list. Sounds cool, right? So it's not that difficult to start to implement automation. It brings it back to perspective. If you know what to do, you can take baby steps, and soon it'll be all in place for you. And you're going to be living that life of freedom. And that's what we do for our clients. We not only take technology, the implementation, the design off their plates, but we also take away all the stress and all the sleepless nights associated with it as well. So that brings me to the third, knowledge. We hear it all the time. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where to start. I don't understand technology. That's okay. You don't know how many times somebody has come to me and said, no, but you don't understand. Nobody knows technology less than I do. Nobody is as illiterate as I am. Well, let me tell you, at least 80% of my clients have said that to me, and you can't all be right. We attract individuals that are not technologically savvy because I'm going to share a secret with you. While I may speak 100 or more computer languages, I also speak human. Our clients work with us because we're able to translate technology into terms they understand. This is where all of my life experience pays off. I built an onboarding system around getting to know our clients, how they operate, how they work, what their dreams are, what their visions are, what their short and long-term goals are, what their strengths and weaknesses are, and where they are right now in business. And we meet them there. We meet them there from the perspective of technology, literacy. We meet them there from what infrastructure they currently have in place, what systems and processes they currently have in place. We meet them there financially, and we meet them there from a timing perspective. And then we build the right solution for them at that location, and we elevate them to the goals that they're trying to achieve, both short and long term. We take all of that into consideration because we want your technology to grow with you and for you. We don't want to give our clients one size fits all solutions. No, we want to customize it for you, for your journey that you want to go on. So listen, this is all a catch-22 because after you automate, you're going to have more time because you can eliminate that to-do list. You'll have more money because it'll take less time for leads to get through your pipeline. And automation ensures they get in there in the first place. Remember that open door policy to success? We're going to talk a lot about that today. And you don't have to know any more about technology, but you will know more about your business because you'll have increased data and reporting at your fingertips, and it will come to you automatically. So now that you know what all the barriers are and you know how to break through them, what's the obvious next question? Where do you start? You're probably thinking this is about the time I start to sell you something, but it's not. Actually, this is the time where I start to give you all those juicy tidbits. And I have been giving them to you subliminally this whole time. So let me ask you, has this been useful for you so far? Because we're just getting started. So again, type of 1, whenever I say something that you agree with. I need more leads. I need more sales. I need more streams of revenue. I need to engage with my clients more. I need to increase my customer loyalty. Look at all those ones. Yeah, so it looks like everyone has at least resonated with one of these statements. Anyone want to guess what they all relate to? What process they all relate to? This is a process I call the silent killer for entrepreneurs. It's the sales process. So you're probably asking yourself, wait a minute, why is she going to talk to me about the sales process? I thought she was a technology expert. It's true, but here's the thing. When I first got started as an entrepreneur, I followed the age-old sales process. Let's see if it's the same one you use. Attract, capture, convert, serve, engage, retain, and repeat. Does that sound familiar to you? Is that what you're using? It's the age-old sales process, meaning it's been around for centuries. It's worked for millions. So why did you all type 1s or raise your hands? Why is it not working for you? Why wasn't it working for me? I'm not gonna lie, I stumbled a lot in my early days. I didn't make money as fast as I wanted to. I told you earlier, I quit my job. I went on the road as a digital nomad. I didn't have a plan B. I had a limited timeline, or shall I say, a limited bank account. So I challenged myself. It was a race. I'm an athlete. I make everything a race against myself. I wanted to see how fast I could make my first dollar. As an engineer, we're taught, try, learn, tweak, and repeat. Try, learn, tweak, and repeat. So what does this mean? Fail fast, figure out what went wrong, tweak it, and try again until you succeed. 37 days. That is how fast I made my first dollar. But $1 is not sustained income. I don't know about you, but $1 does not cover my expenses. So another engineering principle, do, repeat, perfect, and scale. And you do this over and over and over again. So you do something, you learn how to do it, you repeat it to eliminate that beginner's luck, you perfect it. How many times have you rolled something out and you're like, I just don't quite like that. So you tweak it, you get it to a state you like, and then you scale it. Because what serves one is not scalable, right? So you figure out, how do I serve a few? How do I serve a dozen? How do I serve millions? So you got to learn how to first serve one, how to repeat it, how do I serve two, how do I automate it a little bit, now how do I scale it? And you do this at all the different levels, because as soon as you scale, you're going to have to scale again, and you're going to have to scale again. This is sustainability in business. So you do repeat, perfect, and scale over and over again. So my second challenge to myself, how do I optimize my path to sustained income? Listen, at the speed technology changes, even a technology expert does not know everything. Shocker! But what we're good at, what we're trained to be experts at, is learning and executing at an accelerated rate. Did I say over 100 languages? So what do you think I discovered about the sales process? That it needed re-engineering. Let me give you an example. Let me get a piece of paper. Let's say today is your first day in business. And let's say you're here, right here in this spot where I am, right? So it's your first day of business. And the first thing on the list, let's see, can you see that, is attract, right? We said these are the steps of the sales process. So attract is the first step. So here you are, you're at this event, you got in to the leading event with Mr. Bill Walsh, who's a lead magnet. So check that off the list. Just by being at one of his events, you've attracted at least a dozen people, if not hundreds or thousands. So you have a number of people in your event. There's over a dozen here in this event. So you're in my shoes, you have over a dozen people in front of you, you've attracted. You can check that off the list. Okay, awesome. So the next step, if you can see that, is capture. Okay, cool. So, all right, all of you, I need to capture you as a lead for my business. So could you give me your information? What is that you're asking? How? Oh, that's a good question. Oh, well, I haven't built any systems yet. Well, you know what? There's always the tried and true. Here is a sign up sheet. See it? Sign up. So you get, you can put your name and your email address. Okay, here. Wait, what? This is a virtual event. No, you can't use that. And let me tell you, I've used this in the real world, and half the time I can't read what people wrote. So again, not even valid in the physical world. Okay, so we can't capture, but let's just pretend we did, so that we can, show other issues with the sales process. Okay, so the next thing is to convert. Okay, so let's say that I captured you as leads. Okay, so now I have to convert you. I sound like we're going to church. Okay, so now I have to convert you. All right, so buy something, please. What is that, you ask? What are you buying? That's a good question. I haven't actually created any products or services yet. Oh, but you know what? Let's go to the tried and true. I can give you my time, because that doesn't require me building anything. So yeah, so let's meet for a coaching session. And I'm an expert in technology, so I will coach you on technology. Awesome. Okay, so I'll make it super inexpensive for you, a whopping $50 to learn all about technology. So that's a really good deal, right? So give me your money, please. What is that? How, you ask? Right. I haven't put that in place yet. Okay. All right, so I'll just do it for free. Okay, so how should we meet? All right, well, I'm gonna use Zoom. Oh, so I have to download Zoom. So you see where I'm going here? Do you see what's missing? I haven't put anything in place yet. There's a level of planning implied that you have taken care of before you start to execute, right? There's a level of preparation that you need to take before you can start to execute the sales process. As engineers, we're taught to look at the big picture, to look at all the variables and how they play together to create the most effective solution. So when I look at this sales process, I think about all the planning that needs to go into it before you can actually execute. So once you've done the planning and once you've done all the preparation, this is the correct order. But until, it's a silent killer for your business. Okay, so you've done all of those things. You've set yourself up for success. So let's get started, right? Let's talk about how to re-engineer this, and let's start with the beginning. So before you think about attraction, think about capture. Write these tips down. Easy everywhere. What does that mean? Do be everywhere. What does that mean? So people shy away from social media because as soon as they go on it, they get sucked in and they spend lots of time there. But you don't have to have a huge presence on all the social medias. You pick the one that your ideal client is on, your audience is on, and you do be on that platform regularly and engaging. But for all the other platforms, you just have a presence. Maybe you're posting there automatically from what you're posting to your main. Maybe you're using a tool like Later or Planoly or something along those lines that allows you to multi-post so that you're only in one social media account, but your posts are getting posted everywhere. Now, if you needed to be active on all these different platforms, that's not a good strategy because people can tell that that's what you're doing. However, if you don't need to be on those platforms, if your audience is mainly on one platform and you're just there to have a presence, then it's more important that you are physically connecting with people that are reaching out to you directly. That's all you need to be on there for. So as long as you've set up notifications to tell you when somebody's reached out to you, then you don't need to go on those other sites ever. So do make it easy for people to walk through your open door by opening the door on all these different platforms, and do make it easy for them to find you. So that means that you want to have the same name on all of them. So this takes a bit of effort because you need to know that your name exists on all of them before you pick one, right? So if you search McSally on any of the platforms that I advertise as being on, you will find me. You'll see that I'm connected to my business name, and you'll see that I have a personal account, but you'll be able to find me because they're all listed under my name. Now, my business name is hard to spell because it's spelled incorrectly, so I didn't use that. I mean, I do have accounts for my business, but I link to them for my personal so that you can find them. So that's another tip. Memorable. Do be memorable. So you're findable and memorable, right? So you have a consistent brand, and that is in how people find you, and your actual brand is consistent. So same colors and fonts and pictures and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so a couple of don'ts to remember. Okay, so you're going to control the flow of information. You're not going to be intrusive, and you're not going to overshare. So Austin said it earlier today, don't ask them for every bit of information about themselves in your first interaction with them. Just ask for one. Because if you have one, you have a way to get the others. You don't need everything on the first date. This is my analogy. Treat interacting with your prospects as the dating game. You want to leave an air of mystery. You don't want them to think you're too eager, too pushy, and you don't want to overshare with them. You want them to want to engage with you, want to learn more. If you spill everything on the first date, they're going to think, well, this guy's crazy. Or why go on a second date? I already know everything about this person. So thanks. I think it is a good analogy. So yeah, you want to, control the flow of information in both directions. Okay, so what's next? The next thing is later in the process, right? So what do you think should be next in the sales process? All right, give me a 1 or raise your hand if you agree with any of these statements. The money is in the follow-up. Engagement builds loyalty. It's easier to sell to an existing client than bring on a new one. So if these statements are true, don't you think it makes sense to set up follow-up next? Why do you think it's so far down the list? Yesterday, I was on the phone with Angel Tussey, who is actually speaking next on PR and media. And she said to me, oh, I got your text message reminding me about this event that I should sign up if I haven't. And I said, you did? Oh, okay. Now, I do this talk regularly. I do it every month, once a month. And this month, I was going to be on this event. So I thought, okay, I will pivot my talk and do it on this event instead of offering it twice this month. And so I pivoted my auto messages that go out to remind people who've opted into my free gift to sign up for this event. But I did that months ago when Cheryl told me that this event was happening because we had canceled Tampa. So I totally forgot that I had done that. But that is another power of automation, because automation is one of those things that you set it and forget it. Honestly, I had totally forgotten. But it went out, and I saw at least a half dozen people sign up from that reminder over something that I had totally forgotten that I had done. That's the beauty of automation. Set it and forget it. It works for you. It works with you to elevate your business. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Those marketing emails, those marketing texts, they're so impersonal. But let me tell you a secret. They don't have to be. The difference when you work with us is we teach you how you can personalize your automation. No more cold, robotic emails that aren't you. You, of course, still have sales copy because the goal is to convert. And there is copy out there that works for everybody, that converts. And so we use that, but we interject it with personalization and you. your flair. What is it about you that your leads, prospects, clients love? Because they're listening to you for a reason. So we want that injected into these impersonal emails. So we help our clients set themselves apart by doing that. Okay, so now you know how to re-engineer your sales process. You also know how to have an open door policy to success and how to start to automate your freedom. So what is next? How do you get your free bundle of gifts, our weekly freebies? And if you're ready, how do you tell us that you're ready to work with us? So I'm going to share my screen really quickly to make it easy for everybody. So if you want to work with us, if you want us to automate your business so you don't have to do it, if you want us to take all that design and implementation off your to-do list, if you want us to take away all that stress and anxiety, those sleepless nights, then you can text automate to 26786, or you can hover your phone over this QR code. Both will get you to the same place, and we will send you a survey that we use to see if we're a right fit for you. We will also send you a complimentary consultation where we can have a discussion on whether or not it's a good fit for us to work together, because it's not just us taking stuff off of your plate. We do need things from you, and we need to ensure that you're in a place where you can commit, where you're passionate, so on and so forth. So we do check to make sure it's a good fit. And then if it is, we'll go from there. But for everybody else, all those awesome free gifts. Let me see if I can get to the next screen. Okay, so again, you're just going to text freebie to 26786. That's freebie to 26786. Or you can hover over and scan the QR code. Both will get you to the same place. Now, if you're outside of the US and you can't use text messaging, then you can go to wisetribe.com. A form will pop up over the screen, and you can put your email address in there, and you will get the same bundle of free gifts. This bundle of free gifts it's worth over $500 just in what you get today, but then you also get a weekly video via YouTube that's free. The video is free, but then in the video, we give away free stuff. So free tech goodies every single Friday. We call it Freebie Fridays, which is why my opt-in is freebie. And we do that every single Friday. We give you some free tech goodies. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Has it been helpful? I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you will share with your friends this free gift, because if you do, they will get to come to this event for free the next time we offer it. So share, 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 like. I welcome you sharing this free gift with all of your clients, friends, what have you. Again, every Friday we bring you free tech goodies. So we tell you what the best in class is for a specific market of technology. And if we find a system that has either a free trial or they give their software away for free completely, some do, then we provide a link to that tool. So again, thank you for joining me. It's been such a pleasure serving you here today. Thank you for all of the engagement. It's so hard to be up here educating when people are not engaged, and you have all been fantastic. So thank you for all of your engagement. Thank you for being here. And again, thank you to Powerteam for having me today. So cheers, everyone.